Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude, and welcome to Christmas-themed Animation Domination reviews. So let's go ahead and start off with the Simpsons Christmas episode called White Christmas Blues. White Christmas Blues is about when Springfield has a radiation leak and it causes the snow to fall down. So for Christmas, Marge decides to open up the house and let the boarders come in and just have a nice, wonderful Christmas Eve. But then Marge, she gets a little nutty in the head. Let's just say that. This is a fantastic Simpsons Christmas episode. If I were to be honest, this is actually one of the best Christmas episodes of The Simpsons I've ever seen. It was heartwarming, it had a nice amount of heart to it, the storyline was great, and the characters were all very funny. I really enjoyed what was going on throughout the whole process of the episode. It was executed very well. The writers had a lot of ideas going for a Christmas episode like The Simpsons. They wanted a Christmas episode to be very memorable, and of course, as The Simpsons does best, provide their humor, but also provide the heart to it. It's just truly incredible, and I truly admire the creativity. I have no flaws with this episode, to be honest. Like I said, I adore every moment of it. There were a lot of funny moments that made me laugh so hard, and I just couldn't stop laughing for a while. And since Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year, I want to see a damn good Christmas episode out of it. Even if it's from a show I'm not too crazy about, Bob's Burgers being an example, I want a really good Christmas episode out of that show. I don't want to see a crappy Christmas episode or movie to get me down for the holidays. I want to see a good one. And what I got from this Simpsons Christmas episode, White Christmas Blues, I got a great episode. And it definitely had me pleased. It has a well-written storyline, great humor, great heart, and just something to explore for The Simpsons. This is the kind of thing you need in Simpsons. And in my humble opinion, it succeeds. So, damn straight, ho ho ho, this Simpsons Christmas episode gets a 10 out of 10. Ah, I feel so happy. Now I'm here to review the Bob's Burgers episode, Christmas in the Car. This episode is about when Linda wants the Christmas tree up. They had it set up for Halloween. It gets burnt by Thanksgiving. And then they get another Christmas tree. It gets burnt by Christmas Eve. And of course, Linda cannot celebrate Christmas without a Christmas tree. Otherwise, she's going to go absolutely nuts. So now they have to go on their adventures to get a new Christmas tree. And shenanigans happen. They end up having their Christmas in the car with the candy cane truck after them. I'm not crazy about this show, but all I ask, even from a show I'm not too crazy about, is to give me a Christmas episode that will be memorable. Unfortunately, Bob's Burgers made it to the naughty list this year because this episode is a lump of coal. I really hated this episode. I'm not going to even wear my Santa hat for this episode because it fucking sucks. It was so extremely annoying. This Christmas episode is not heartwarming. It's not funny, well, for the most part. And it just felt so uninspired. And look, the idea of them having a Christmas in the car seemed like a brilliant idea. It sounds like a good idea, actually. Something unique. And I will say, in terms of a story, it's not bad. The storyline is actually, it's okay. They put their blame on Bob when it's literally their own faults. They're causing Bob all the stress. They're causing Bob the whole crap with that candy cane truck. The pacing is well done. That's one of my positives with this episode. And yes, there were a few very funny moments that actually made me happy for a good 1 minute. And I guess I'll say an okay storyline is a positive. It was just so impossible to enjoy it because the humor is stupid. I hated the humor. The characters were so annoying. It just doesn't make sense. This whole candy cake truck thing, what the fuck to that one? What? Oh my gosh. When that moment started off, you're just all like, what the fuck am I watching? And then you get to the final few minutes of the episode. Once the final came, I had enough with the kids. I had enough with Linda. They were annoying the whole time, blaming Bob, saying whatever stupid shit comes out of their mouths. The final few minutes of the episode came. I'm not going to spoil what happens. But once that came, I was done with this episode. I was so freaking done. I almost wanted to shut down this episode because I watched it online. What a painful experience it was. Just what happens as a whole in the episode and just what happened especially in the final few minutes pissed me off, did not get me in the happy holiday mood. It was definitely a huge lump of coal. I really fucking hated this episode. I give this episode a 3.5 out of 10. It was just fucking ridiculous. Whew. Well, glad to get that out of my system. I'm now here to review Family Guy, and the episode is called Christmas Guy. Now, the plot to this Christmas episode of Family Guy is that the Griffin families go to the festivities for Christmas, but then they find out that it's canceled. Who canceled it? Carter. Because the guy has no Christmas spirit. He is a Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Carter. That old bastard canceled the festivities, and so when Peter confronts him, he vows to help Carter find his own Christmas spirit. And maybe Carter won't be such a grouch anymore. Meanwhile, Stewie is not too much in the Christmas spirit because he still misses Brian from, you know, when he got killed in the episode Life of Brian. So now Stewie wants to figure out a way to try to bring Brian back to life. That way he can enjoy Christmas with his best buddy in the whole wide world. And sweet Vinny is willing to actually help Stewie with that, even if it means the two of them will possibly never see each other again. I love Christmas Guy. It's a fantastic Family Guy Christmas episode. I love every moment of it. It's one of the best Christmas episodes of Family Guy without a doubt. I love the execution. I love the humor. And, you know, what happens at the ending, which I won't spoil. But I guess I might as well just spoil it anyways. Brian comes back at the end of the episode. I'm not going to say why, but how that happened wowed me and impressed me in so many ways. It's good to see Brian back. But remember, I did enjoy Vinny. And if I do have to say a nitpick about this episode, they brought Brian back a little too early. Like, why couldn't they have just waited another month? There was no point of killing off Brian and then just having him come back 2 episodes later. Really? Now look, I know they did it too early just because of the fans, and I understand that because if they don't get Brian back sooner, it could really affect the show and lose a whole lot of viewership. So in a way, I could understand that, but in my personal opinion, I wish they waited at least another month to bring back Brian. Oh well, I'm not complaining. Brian is back. Good to see him back alive. I did really enjoy how Peter tries to get Carter his Christmas spirit back. That was very funny and it was highly entertaining. I loved how this episode was handled. Everything about it is just magnificent. Christmas Guy, you got me into the holiday spirit. I give you a 10 out of 10. Now for the finale of the Christmas Animation Domination reviews. I'm here to review the American Dad Christmas episode, Minstrel Krampus. This episode is about when Steve has become a major brat during the holidays. He is so disobedient and he is not a very pleasant child. And so Stan wants to scare the living shit out of Steve, so he calls his father Jack to tell him the story about Krampus and how he spanks the bad boys, but Steve didn't buy into that. So then Krampus actually kidnaps Steve to teach him a lesson, but he also does it to get his revenge on Jack. Minstrel is supposed to teach Steve to be nice and to be more appreciative and obedient. Meanwhile, Haley needs money to go Christmas shopping, but she is broke. So she goes to Roger for a loan, but Roger actually refuses Haley. So Haley finds a job at the airport, and that's where she works at in order to get the money for Christmas shopping. Most of the American Dad Christmas episodes have been so weak, and for the past few years they've been pretty terrible. Like, oh my gosh. I think in terms of Christmas episode, Family Guy actually does a better job than American Dad, but I am going to actually say this is the best American Dad Christmas episode in a very freaking long time. I was really digging this episode. I really love the plot, and the humor was actually very funny. I love both plots. The whole story of Krampus teaching Steve a lesson and to make Steve fear, I thought that was really interesting, and it was something that really captured me. Wow, I am just so blown away by how great this American Dad Christmas episode was. Because, not to be one of those, oh, this is gonna suck, but when I came into this episode, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get another crappy American Dad Christmas episode. Because most of the Christmas episodes have been so bad that that's all I've been expecting these past few years. I'm actually glad 2013 was the year that got to give me the best American Dad Christmas episode in a very freaking long time. Thank you, 2013. Thank you. Jesus, that's all I asked for. A great Christmas American Dad episode. And I really enjoyed the storyline with Haley working at the airport. That was a lot of fun to watch. It was really entertaining. Good to see Stan's dad, Jack, back as well. I will say the episode actually had a few things I did not see coming. It really added a lot to the story. My only flaw with this episode is just when Steve's acting like a brat in the beginning. That's it. I love this episode. I'm glad it's not a crappy episode. I'm so glad to finally see a great one after a long time. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. I give Minstrel Krampus, the fantastic American Dad Christmas episode, a 9.5 out of 10.